Okay, my name's William Jarrett. The class is CIS 240. The book is MCTS Guide to Microsoft Windows Server 2008 Active Directory Configuration. Now, the exercise we're supposed to be doing is using CSVDE to create users. In a nutshell, what that means is that you create like a notepad document, sort of like a comma to limited format type document. Very similar to exchanging information between databases. And basically you can create it in a notepad form and then save it and then actually access that from the command line and import a whole bunch of brand new users. So we're very familiar with going into Active Directory and seeing our users in this way and adding them through by using the wizard. As you can see in test OU, in this organizational unit, there are no users right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add two new ones, and I'm just going to call them user 1 and user 2. Very simple. And the way how we're going to do that before is, like I said, on my hard drive, I have saved a file, a CSV users file right here, and you'll notice that it shows it as an Excel document, and I'll get to that in just a second, as I want to show you some things. First, I'll open it with Notepad, and here we are. And as you can see, it just has a bunch of what looks like gibberish to you and me. But what these top ones here, you have to think of this as kind of like a database, or looking at it in an Excel document. That's the header information. It tells you what's in each column. So, like the SAM account name or the object class. So here we see in quotes CN equals user 1, so that's the name. And then organizational unit will be in test OU is where we're going to put that. And then, of course, all the connection information, we're going to tell it to put it in WilliamRJarrett.com. And, of course, the name is user 1 user. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring this to your attention very simply is if you were to actually look at this as an Excel document, it looks very different. And I'll bring that over to your view. And it'll make a lot more sense. As you can see, there's columns. And in each column is certain information. So we can now see the object class is user for each of these connections, and that the SAM account name or the name of like the login name is user 1 and user 2. So that's how we will see them. And then here we can see user 1 is going into test OU in WilliamRJarrett.com. So that makes a lot more sense looking at it that way, because you can see what it actually all means. So we'll go ahead and test this theory now. And no, I don't want to save it. I already did. So let's move that. Alright. So it's called CSV users. And we saved it with a CSV extension. Charles Sam Victor. And that makes it, even though we wrote it in Notepad, it still shows it as like an Excel document. It's a variation of an Excel document. So, as you can see, there's nothing here. So let's go ahead and try this little experiment now. And we will go to the run, to the command line. There's my command line. Now imagine I had a whole bunch of them, like 80 users to create. Man, it'd be a lot easier to do them in a text document and then just upload them all at once, wouldn't it? So here we go. We're going to change the directory to the C drive, because that's where the document is. And then I'm going to use a simple command to actually find that. So just type it right in there. CSVDE space -I -F, and what we're looking for is this document, which is csvusers.csv. These are opening parameters for it, which I'm really not going to get into. If you want to look it up, you can look it up. Now, just hit enter, and it should import those right on in. And it says that it connected, logged in, imported the directory, and loaded 2 entries successfully. So now, if we go in here and check, we see test OU. There's nothing there because we haven't refreshed yet. Aha, there they are, user 1 and user 2, as promised. As you can see how simple that was, adding them right on in there. Now, obviously, we put the minimum amount of information in there, but if you could actually include more information, So as we look into the properties of one of these, if we wanted to include all this information, theoretically you could. You just have to express it correctly, and we'll put it in there. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial.